Thank you, Mr. Presenter. Like you have said, I remain Bade Falade. I hail from Ijibu, in Ijibu, look at the prestigious Falade Asanu family. I had my early education in Ijibu. I attended Okemoyo Baptist Day School, later proceeded to early secondary modern school. I had my secondary education at Ijibu High School, and later did my higher school certificate, then known as HSC, at Ede Baptist High School, before I proceeded to the University of Ibadan, where I bagged a degree with honors in political science in 1987. From there, I did my youth corps in Cross River State, Uba Community Secondary School as a classroom teacher. Later came back and joined the service of the erstwhile Oyo State Local Government Service Commission, where I got in 2007 before I went to the House of Representatives. I was there 2007 to 2011, and later got appointed by Governor Jonathan as the Chairman Governing Council, Federal Medical Center, Katsina. And that was between 2013 and 2015. Since then, I've been in my private business. I'm the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Lost Glory Ventures Nigeria Limited. It's a private liability, limited liability company that has delved into petroleum marketing, petroleum and gas marketing. I'm equally a farmer of note, and I've been into animal husbandry and crop production. For your information, I'm into hospitality business. I have some hotels here in Osogbo, Ijibu, and Iwo, all in Osun State. I'm a real estate person.
Well, with all you've given out already right now, we can basically say you've delved into basically all the sectors that has to do with finance and economics in Nigeria and Osun State at large. But one of the things that I took of note is the beginning of your journey, most especially. So we can categorically call you a grassroots politician because you started from like the basic end of all those things, and there is nothing strange about politics to someone like you. Now, let us go back to those days, to what people call politics in those eras, because when we listen to people will tell you, oh, those eras were the days when politicians were so passionate about politics and the development of the people, as opposed to keeping money in their pockets or enriching themselves this way. How would you juxtapose both period? Politics those times, politics this era.
Thank you very much. By the time I joined politics in 1997, it was not as if I was looking for what to eat. It was not as if I couldn't get a job to do. In fact, I resigned from a gainful employment. Like I told you, I was an information officer in the local government service. In fact, my colleagues then thought something was wrong with me by having to leave the service. They thought I was leaving service. In fact, it was my community that beckoned on me to come and contest the election. Between you and me, that's at that time, I was one of the youngest local government chairmen there. And it was not a matter of money, it was a matter of acceptability by your people. The politics, by the time we started, is quite different from what obtains today. People come to politics today, maybe because of what they want to eat, maybe because of what they think people who are in politics are earning. But I came into politics at a time when I did not even know that I did not even know what obtained in the public space as far as financial gratification was concerned. Today, many people are flocking into politics principally because of what they can gain for themselves. In fact, you discover that many of these guys that are coming to politics today are of doubtful background. You don't even know where they are coming from. But the societal values is being thrown away. People just measure you by what you can bring, what you can offer monetarily. but not necessarily what you have upstairs. I want to tell you today that the values that brought most of us into political space are no longer being reckoned with. People look at politics today as a means of survival. They don't even see it as a service to the people. And I want to tell you that my own concept of politics is service to the people. Selfless service for that matter. And since I've started my politics here in Osun State, I've never gone out of Osun. Even when I was in Abuja, when I represented the good people of the North and the South, Egbedore and Ijigbo in the House of Representatives, I was not permanently resident in Abuja. I was going and coming. The longest period that I spent in Abuja in those days, when I was their representative, was 2 weeks. And I come back home and interact and interface with my people, give them the feedback. And my records still speak for me that I was not a runaway legislator. And today, I am living on such legacies.
Now that you're living on such legacies, so is it good to say now, like you said, a whole lot of persons have come into the political space right about now, basically for what they want to eat and for the money in it. That's what. Now, is it good to say that at this point that we are, the fact that political appointment, political positions seems to be full-time role is the biggest challenge that we have. Now, if you as a politician, that you have a position that you've been elected to go represent your people, if you have other things that you are doing and that role is not a full-time thing, do you think we would have a better output or better representation from our politician?
Thank you very much. Politics in itself is a business that requires attention of whoever is elected or appointed to be there. And who are those people that are supposed to be appointed or elected? They should be people who have their own private concerns. People who must have managed their private concerns successfully. People who think that they can leave their private work to go and serve people. Understand what I'm saying? Serve people. You must have served yourself meritoriously before you can serve another person. And the issue of whether politics should be a part-time or a full-time assignment or job is not optional. Politics and serving people should be a full-time. It is subject to time and space, and that is why there is a defined tenure of 4 years or 3 years, as the case might be, at the local government. So if you want to serve people, you must have known that that time you must be ready to give it to the people. And many people have been clamoring, many people have been saying that the act of lawmaking, probably at the state, at the national or the national level, should be a part-time business. I don't subscribe to that. The art of lawmaking is an art that must be learned. It requires a lot of learning, and the learning is continuous. Most of the people that go into the parliament today are new people. They are greenhorns. And the first 4 years is basically for learning. And the even subsequent another 4 years to make it 8 years is still for learning. And that is why you see legislators in advanced countries of the world, in Europe and America, spending 20-30 years in the legislature. In the hallowed chamber, is for them to acquire the prerequisite knowledge that will make them to do good laws for the people. Experience in lawmaking span over time leads to effective laws that are flawless. So I want to believe that it is only people that have served themselves, people that have time to spare, people that can do business, whose business can accommodate serving others at any point in time, should be the type of people that should go into politics. It should not be people who are looking for job. It should not be people who are looking for food. Believe me sincerely, you cannot represent people without having represented yourself. You can only represent people effectively, having represented yourself effectively. But unfortunately today, many people have not represented themselves and they want to represent people.
No.